And we will get going. We actually have we're gonna be playing Sky Temple tonight, and Pure Gaming is gonna have the first ban. We just had a recent patch today. So, Kaiser, what would you want to pick for a first ban on a map like this and in the recent patch?
Well, the easiest answer is, of course, Tyrande. Even though she's been nerfed a bit, she's still a pretty powerful pick overall. Zagara wouldn't be a bad one, but we get an Uther first ban.
Yeah, he's definitely increased in the pick priority a lot in the most recent patch. We've seen Tyrande banned a lot tonight in ChairLeague so far, just because she still offers so much utility and power. But with Pure Gaming banning out the Uther, I'm going to guess they're not going to be playing any sort of melee assassin heavy type build because a Divine Shield would have come in very handy for that. I'm surprised to see him a little bit as a first ban, but maybe they did that just to put a healer crunch onto Banzai Legends, and we have Banzai Legends banning out Kel'Thas, which I think is almost guaranteed in every map tonight that they're going to ban out.
And Pure Gaming picking up Zagara. Zagara was my probably second choice for a first ban. Um, she's really good on this map with the vision and sort of lane control that you get from her. So a very smart pickup.
Yeah, very smart. Her and Falstad, the vision and be able to just straight up push power and map control would be very good in this map. We've seen Lost Vikings are pretty powerful in this map. We may see them pulled out if we do see them. I'm guessing we're going to see them later in the draft though. But a Zagara
With
first pick, it will be a really interesting thing to see how they build around that, because they put such high priority on it.
Jaina, not a too surprising first pick. She's still pretty solid, probably just a little bit worse than Kael'thas.
Yeah, and that's not saying much for worse anyways. They're both still really good. We see Lieutenant Morales coming out on the side of Banzai Legends, and Lieutenant Morales has been, when she first released, was kind of weak, kind of didn't have the health to really support the teams, a little easier to pick off. But now as people have got much better on her, they've buffed her health a little bit. She's really becoming quite the force in some Hero League and Quick Match games, and we'll see how well she does in these organized games.
Yeah, we get a Rainer on the side of Pure Gaming, which pretty good counter to Jaina and Morales if he can get in there, and then Diablo for some displacement. Another solid warrior pick.
Yep, and we're already into our second set of bans then, so this draft has been going pretty quick. These teams probably have a pretty good idea what they're going for. Pure Gaming definitely is so far has gone very auto attack. Bonsai has a single mage and high priority on that Lieutenant Morales, and they're going to ban out Nova, so they can't pick out anything else. Makes me kind of consider they might be going for a Lost Vikings or something even.
Yeah, I would love to see a Muradin ban here, though. You need a really solid warrior to keep a team off of your Morales, and she dies so quickly, even with her health buff.
Yeah, there you go. You're exactly right. The Muradin ban comes out, and that's really rare where we don't see Muradin picked in this first set of five picks. Actually, he's generally regarded, especially by the pros, as one of the top picks in the game right now, just because of his survivability, his escape, and his ability to stuns. He just kind of one ups Diablo on that. Diablo's pretty fearsome, but Muradin brings a lot of utility and the ability to escape out of bad situations, so you can peel for somebody and then dwarf toss out.
Then we get a Johanna pick who, despite her wave clear nerfs, is still one of the, in my opinion at least, still one of the top warriors.
Yeah.
A lot of good CC if you have the damage to on your other heroes.
Yeah, and she has a survivability, has a stickiness to keep people off Lieutenant Morales, and also at level 4 she gets amplified healing, so it combos well with Lieutenant Morales if they end up picking that talent at level 4, because she becomes incredibly hard to kill, and you can't lock her down from her unstoppable iron skin either.
Yeah. So I'm curious if they're going to go for an auto attack assassin for Morales' stim drone, or if they're going to go for the medevac and just try to cover as much ground on this map as possible.
There's a
Vala.
Vala pickup, so that's definitely a decent auto attacker you might see on here. And I kind of like for Sky Temple seeing some more double warrior type comps as well. Helps just in some of those team fights. They can get kind of extended around the temples and helps you hold temples a little bit. On the Pure
Ooh,
Game,
a
we have Butcher and
butcher.
Tyrande. So she sneaks through and is last picked on the side of Pure Gaming.
All right. I'm not sure what I would like to see as a last pick for Banzai Legends. Maybe an ETC. Get a little bit more CC, and a Mosh Pit might be able to stop the Butcher Diablo combo.
Yeah, Butcher, Diablo, Butcher. That's a lot of. That's kind of scary actually on your front line. You have a vulnerable from Tyrannus and range stuns, which Lieutenant Morales is going to have to be aware of. We have Sylvanas picked up on that match, so we will leave that up and start getting going. I'll while I get this set up, guys, I'll kind of have you.
Both are pretty solid lineups. One thing that Pure Gaming might need to watch out for is their front line is Diablo, who typically isn't a solo warrior. He works, in my opinion, a little bit better as in a two warrior comp. He's a little squishy compared to a lot of the warriors. Still squishy compared to other warriors. He can put up some major damage, but keeping everyone off the back line could be a little difficult. But on the side of Banzai Legends, their only real beefy character is Johanna. So if they manage to get past her, Pure Gaming is going to be able to just dominate any of that back line, any of the squishies.
Yeah, we're real interesting to see how they use that stealth to engage into this, and we'll see how they work that out. Because they have the ability to dive, they have the ability to do that damage in that back line. Just getting all those things coordinated, that Butcher can definitely put some pressure on a Morales, that charge into the back. I'm surprised we don't see any fall stat on here as well with his mobility and his gust being able to reset fights. But we have some pretty solid teams coming up here.
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks like we have everybody ready. It's also been kind of interesting to see how various teams play with their portraits. Sometimes they're playing mind games. There was a team of all pumpkin heads versus a team of Illidan's earlier today in one of the streams. We see on this side of Pure Gaming on the left-hand side, all Jaina's actually coming out over there.
Curious to see if they try to color coordinate their teams or coordinate their mounts.
Maybe all the above. I don't know. We'll find out here in a second, as we're going to be warping into Sky Temple for this evening. This map is going to be of 3 temples. They're going to periodically spawn. Control those temples will allow shots onto the nearest structures on the map for them. Some of the things you'll see on this map sometimes are Mule from folks like Medic. Tyrande has access to Mule as well, I believe. So we will see those matches. So, Kaisel, I'll let you do your introductions for Pure Gaming.
All right. So on Pure Gaming side, we have Pringles on Tyrande, Music Man on Butcher, Valchrist on Raynor, Vapors on Diablo, and Brogdon on Zagara.
On the side of Banzai Gaming, we're going to have that Mr. Matt on Johanna, GP on Sylvanas, Panda Craze on Vala, Johnny K.A. on Medic, rocking the Samus skin, and the Fieres on Jaina.
I have to give props to Johnny for the Samus skin, probably my favorite Medic skin there.
Yep, most of our talents we have coming out here are on the side of Pure Gaming are all our typical ones. Diablo with a Soul Feast. Vala going for more of a Hungering Arrow build, as Banzai does take control of that top red.
We do have a party bush here in mid, with Pringles trying to bait out someone on Banzai. Oh, but that Mr. Matt does not fall for it.
Nope, that Conviction grabs a few other members, and we're going to pull them out, and they're not going to be able to get that gank or stun lock on him at all. So on bottom lane, we will see Sylvanas leaning against Zagar, pretty typical lineup we see down there. And it'll be interesting to see how each one plays, because they both can bully out of the lane. But we do have an engage at the top of the eye on top of Jaina by both Butcher and Diablo.
Oh, and Jaina, Fieres on Jaina trying to escape. doesn't quite make
A
it.
little bit of that hellfire from Diablo coming out and getting that pick. They had enough of a slow on there. They weren't quite able to catch her, but Diablo's hellfire was able to get it taken out. So the first blood is going to go over to Pure Gaming as these temples pop up here, and we'll see which sides that they start moving towards and splitting these temples up.
Looks like Pure Gaming trying to maybe catch some people out up top.
Yep, we have a collapse on top of Vala, and that medic will be able to keep her alive, but they're going to put some damage on there and just force down Banzai back a little bit. Both Zagar and Sylvanas are staying in this bottom lane while we have a 4-on-4 here on top. And Pure Game has taken a lot of damage there in that engagement, a lot of AoEs. They're going to have to give up this top shrine and move back towards mid.
And not a bad call, trying to see if they could take the top shrine, maybe bully them out, and then maybe get points on both shrines. But if they have to retreat, they can still just get mid. So really not a huge loss there.
Yeah, the Banzai is going to have a few more shots. On here, they're going to have a chance to maybe contest a few of the shots on mid, maybe the last 4 shots because of the delay that they had here. And we already see Banzai kind of rotating down that direction, and they have about a half-level lead as both teams have hit 4 now.
And no real surprises. Well, Johanna didn't take Knight Takes Pawn, which is a little surprising to me, but I guess clearing out minion waves isn't quite as important on this map. Oh,
yep.
We have
and with that
Music Man almost died.
Yep, and with that amplified healing with the medic, it's going to be able to keep Johanna up alive forever. It's going to be very hard to take her down. And it isn't a bad counter against that Tyrande, which is going to be taken out by that multi-shot just there. So we're going to have our team split back up. We still see Vala going for your Hungering Arrow build. Jaina is specking into a Snowstorm, that larger Blizzard, and Johanna taking amplified heating on Banzai Gaming. And they're going to have not much of a level lead. They already have some of the pickoffs so far this game, but it's not going to turn out to be significant as of yet.
Yeah.
So for this next section, we'll have some skirmishes in the lanes, and it'll be interesting to see where the teams break off to start doing their mercs. Are they going to start their mercs early to try to distract the other team, or are they going to try them late to help for the push and create a bit of space as they go for the second temple? Because the second temple will be spawning on the bottom lane, and generally you will time your hard camps as well to push while both teams are moving down towards that bottom lane.
And sometimes it's a little better to let your opponent take the bottom shrine first, because it's kind of a kill zone down there if you don't position well. But with Zagara's creep providing a lot of vision down there, Blue might be able to kind of sneak in there and not have to worry about being ganked.
Yep. And we do see Banzai Gaming moving down to their siege camps to start that right now. Tyrande checking the hard camp of Banzai Gaming as well. So with that, both teams are going to both hit level 7, so this next team fight, as people are moving down there, are both going to occur on the same talent tier. And we have still fairly typical Tyrande going with our Protective Shield and Lunar Blaze as well for the level 7 talent.
We did have Banzai chase Zagara off, and it looks like they're going to try to take bottom temple, or at least get a few shots off of it.
And they're not clearing out the Zagara creep yet, so they're giving Pure Gaming a lot of vision on them right here.
Ooh, when you have their medic, Johnny K.A. is the one who's tanking it, but Banzai Gaming does manage to take out Raynor, which gives them an advantage here.
Yeah.
For holding the shrine.
Jaina had just an amazingly powerful Blizzard followed up by a Kona Cold right into Zagara and Raynor. Forced Zagara out and was able to pick Raynor off as well. So now that they're just going to push into the lane and just zone Pure Gaming out of this completely, and they're going to get this whole temple on the bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already see Pure Gaming making the correct call to, they're not going to contest this anymore. They need to go soak the lanes, try to deny a little bit of experience, and catch up with Banzai just a bit, as Banzai has taken out that bottom fort. On the other hand, Pure Gaming did get those mercs on top, and they are pushing this top lane fairly well.
Yeah, they just took down the first gate there in one of the towers. Looks like Fieris is going up top to try to defend against that.
Yep, they should be able, that wave clear that Jaina has, they'll be able to clear that out fairly well, but Pure Gaming's going to put a little bit on back foot. Banzai's going to have about a half level lead. They're going to hit their level 10 talents first, and we'll see what sort of fight they want to force at that point.
Yeah, and we do have Johnny K and GP taking the siege camp of Pure Gaming.
Yeah, aggressive. They're going to have. They already have 10, so they're not that concerned. They have ultimates. They have a lot of power over the other team. They're just going to steal that aggressive siege camp from them and then back out.
And Johnny K did take medevac, so it looks like they're going to go for the mobility, which makes sense since Vala isn't going for a auto attack build, really.
Yeah, she took Caltrops at level 7. Yeah, Caltrops. No, sorry, repeating arrow. Caltrops is a different one. Repeating arrow is that vault talent. My mistake. Kaisel's the Vala expert here, actually.
If you're really aggressive with that repeating arrow, you can put out a lot of damage with Hungering Arrow.
Yep. And on top, we're going to see Banzai Gaming also just push out that lane and take another one of Pure Gaming's forts up there, but we're going to see a collapse. Very nice ultimate by Butcher.
Oh,
and,
a nice mom.
2 kills on the side of Pure Gaming right here.
And with their support down, it's going to be kind of hard to contest anything that Pure Gaming decides to do.
Yeah, Pure Gaming is going to secure this bottom temple immediately, and we'll see what kind of contest they have to do up top. But Banzai wants to fight, and Johanna goes in a very nice Ring of Frost by Jaina.
But an owl snipes Jaina.
What is that, Hedgewig? That's how you pronounce that? Going off to the Harry Potter world right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was very nice. And so Banzai's gonna regroup, and they're just gonna go soak this middle temple and middle lane areas and start putting get the last fort from Pure Gaming down possibly with this next push. Banzai does have 4 members on top of there. They probably need to put some folks out in the lane to start soaking and maybe putting their own physical damage on those structures just to help out that temple, do a little bit more work.
Yeah.
Jaina looks like she's going to be really brave and start moving down towards this bottom temple. She's backing up again. I think she saw some of the other team members and maybe decided to get out of there, but that was kind of dangerous. I know she has the unstoppable iron skin, but she can get picked out very easily still with the amount of power that Pure Gaming has.
Yeah.
You have a medevac coming down, and they're going to go for a gank onto Pure Gaming down this bottom siege camp.
Yeah. Some aggressive push. They do manage to get the siege mercs, but will Music Man and Brogdon survive is the probably more important question.
Music Man is going to go down right there. Very nice Apocalypse from Diablo, stunning 3 members of the backline of Banzai Gaming. But I think these are mostly disengages right now as they're trying to get out of there.
They did manage to take out Sylvanas, but Raynor goes down in exchange.
Yeah, Diablo almost was able to get the Mythic, but they were split below and above that boss right there, and they weren't able to leverage that to their advantage. They were split up too much to focus down a single target. So it's actually going to be a 2-for-1 trade on the side of Banzai Gaming coming out ahead on that.
Yeah, but it was a nice disengage by Pure Gaming, and that Hyperion did manage to take out Sylvanas.
Yeah, we have level 13 on both teams. We're seeing Giant Killer on both Vala and Raynor for both teams. A little surprising, Butcher going for Burning Rage at level 13. So we're going to see him doing want to be staying in a little longer, just doing a little more AoE damage, and it might be doing that just for a counter against the I'm sorry, Zagara's on his team, never mind.
Well, with all the squishiness of Banzai Gaming's team, it could help do just enough damage to make the difference between life and death.
Yeah, and speaking of life and death, Medic is picking up the increased heal Intensive Care at level 13, so she's going to be increasing her heals by about 25% now after being on a target for a little while.
Oh, they do catch Raynor. Managed to put some good damage on Valkyris, but he manages to escape.
Yep, Pure Gaming looks like they're recollecting themselves, looking for a team fight as temples are spawning bottom and top on here, and these teams are going to need to decide if they're going to want to try to take a fight right now or keep going.
Oh, but Morales gets butchered, branded, and taken out.
Yeah, and a really nice turnaround from Banzai Gaming on there. You had a nice Ring of Frost. Pure Gaming had an excellent initiate Ma on the back line. You had Butcher holding down your the medic and just blowing that up. And now they're going in deeper even. They're trying to go after that
Oh, wow.
Jaina, but Butcher is going to die. And we have a 2-for-2 trade ultimately on that as Pure Gaming push their chase a little bit too far, and they're going to probably look at securing this top temple now.
GP had a very nice ambush and escape. He was waiting in the bush for Pure Gaming to make their way up, and then did a bunch of damage to Valkrist's Raynor, and then Haunting waved out of there. It was a very nice play.
Yeah, real nice. Valkrist is going to end up clearing out the rest of these mercs, as those mercs had almost taken this front wall of this fort over here, which is just going to let these temples just last a little bit longer, do some more damage on important structures once they get down to them.
And we have Brogdon laying down some creep around the boss. Pure Gaming probably wants to make sure they know just when Banzai Gaming tries to go for that, or if they do.
Both teams are going to get level 16, some really powerful talents at this tier. We're going to have Diablo going Rampage, Raynor going for Executioner, and Tyrande doing True Shot Ore. So they're going to be putting out a lot of damage now on Pure Gaming side with all those auto attacks that each of those characters is really spec'd into. The last two engages that they've had, and it's paid off, and they've been able to at least take the initial fights. They chased a little bit far this last one, but their communication obviously is doing pretty well. It looks like Banzai Gaming is maybe trying to chase down Music Man, but he's going to be able to get away in the top lane.
We have Pure Gaming falling back to take their mercs, and then probably rotating down to take out Banzai Gaming's mercs.
Yeah, good defensive, because right now both teams are just waiting. They're kind of anticipating either one of the other teams to maybe go for a boss, so they're just going to take some mercs, clear out some of these lanes, and maybe look for an engage at some point.
Oh! Zagara went in a little aggressively, almost got taken out, but she played a good bait. Pure Gaming managed to take out Vala, Johnny K, and that Mr. Matt.
Mr. Matt, yeah, there was an excellent Apocalypse follow-up on that Maw from Zagara. They were able to get 2 picks off of that. They got another pick while the Maw was up, and they're going to be just chasing in here. And it'll be interesting if they're going to go for a boss or just go straight for a fort, as Banzai's going to be down for another 30 seconds, and Jaina goes down as well.
Going to be very hard for GP to really do any sort of protection just on their own, but probably clear out these mercs would be their first thing while Pure Gaming goes for boss.
Yeah, with this temple coming up, I kind of would have rather seen Pure Gaming go for that bottom keep. Banzai would not have been able to stop them. They could have taken that bottom keep and then rotated straight up to the temple. The boss will still secure them this temple, as Banzai will probably have to defend it. But I think they would have got more structural damage done, and they could have contested boss if Banzai tried going for that while they were on this temple in mid.
Yeah, though I think taking boss and then temple is kind of a safe play. There's less of a chance of losing that team fight and having the tables turned on you.
Yeah, very much so. But they want to win this race to 20 now, and they have almost a level lead. They will here and hold the level lead in just a moment. And Banzai Gaming is now giving up contesting that mid to go defend this boss in the bottom keep and maybe try to keep that keep up.
Yeah. Alright, Pure Gaming gets the last of the charges for the mid-temple.
And it's kind of interesting how all these temples, they've managed them. Each of the keeps on the side of Banzai Gaming is actually down to half life. Had they put some damage from some of their heroes on a push, or look at taking some different temples, they may have been able to actually take one of those keeps down by now. Instead, we have half damage on each of those keeps, where we could have had 1.5 keeps actually down and have catapults pushing by now.
True, but at least it makes it easier for pure gaming to kind of strike anywhere. It's kind of hard to say, oh, we can wait and let one of our keeps get a bit damaged while we do other, some more map control if all your keeps are almost dead.
Yep. So Vanas isn't here, but Banzai Gaming is looking, seem to be looking for an engage and move down onto Pure Gaming, which is going to force them back for a little ways. And Pure Gaming is going to take their own siege camp and going to need to respond to these top mercs as well on the in the top lane.
Yeah, one thing I would like to see out of Banzai Gaming, just a little bit, would be to see them clearing up some of this creep.
Yeah, they have the tools for it. They have a lot of tools for it, especially with Johanna on there, but we haven't seen it a whole lot. It's given Pure Gaming a lot of advantage in vision and made them feel a lot more safer on where they are at in the map. We haven't seen really any ganks recently come out on the side of Banzai Gaming. They had a strong early game.
Yeah, and we have Pure Gaming pretty much immediately collapsing on the mid-temple.
Yep, they definitely control the eye, and they know Banzai Gaming is all the way down at the bottom lane, and they're going to take care of that. Another 15 seconds, so Pure Gaming right now isn't even clearing out this mid lane while, or responding at all, so they're losing a little bit of experience. And
I would almost have liked to see Banzai Gaming just go in and try to push one of these keys while waiting for the temples to spawn and then medevac up, but they at least got a little bit of experience out of it, so they're not fighting down a talent tier.
they did. Both teams have secured level 20. We see some bolts coming out, but actually only one bolt coming out on Zagara. We see a lot of damage coming out on everybody else. Diablo going for that Lord of Terror talent. Raynor that Nexus Frenzy. Nexus Blades for Butcher, and Storm Shield coming out for Tyrande.
We do see Vala that Nexus Frenzy on Vala might pair well with Stimpack if they had it.
If they had it, but they did not choose that. They chose that extra mobility, which, kept them from having to engage on this last temple, but we do have Pure Gaming.
Nice maw.
Very
nice ring of frost.
And that's, but I'm not sure it's going to turn the fight around as Zagara, or not Zagara, Sylvanas is not there, and Pure Gaming is just wrecking, and they've actually taken out all three keeps on the side of Banzai.
And with Vala and Jaina down, it's going to be a little difficult to protect against any core attacks.
Yep, and there goes that medic pick. Butcher's going to finish off Matt, and GP's going to get a stun here. It's probably going to go down as well. We should see them go core right now, another 30 seconds, and this will be game for this match.
Should be game.
So we set a little bit of an engage in the middle there with a very nice maw, and Diablo diving the back lines. That really separated Banzai up a little bit and let Pure secure this win.
But still, a very nice early game by Banzai Gaming. They did some pretty good early game ganks, and if they could have just kept that momentum up, it could have been a much different game.
Yep, so that's going to be our game for this evening, folks. It was very well played by both teams, went to level 20 on Sky Temple here. I'll actually show you some of the stats at the end here. We actually had Raynor putting out the most damage in the game at over 40,000. Diablo obviously doing some good work as well. He's one of those tanks that can put out a lot of damage in those matches. And Jane on the side of Banzai being their top damage dealer, and not a lot on the Nexus.
Yep, thanks for watching, guys.